In May of 2023, I agreed to a future job in Hawaii and left Phoenix, Arizona. I began living in Pahoa, Hawaii, trading day labor for rental payment. I managed to do that for almost a year before I calculated the rent work equivalent. I believe I am worth more than $5 an hour. I was off-grid in Phoenix, Arizona, and Hawaii beckoned, so I set up camp in the neighborhood behind Uncle Robert's Awa Bar. I was squatting on vacant land at the bottom of Kaimumekena Homestead Road. It is the people who have been living up that road whom I have a problem with. The first thing that happened was attracting the attention of one of the attractions of the spa business in that neighborhood. I was a little too forthcoming with my goods, and for whatever reason she responded to that disrespectfully, and there's all kinds of interpretation we can consider. The only thing that matters is that I felt disrespected, and it eventually forced me to act. Of course, it took a little time for all of this to gestate, and my reaction may have been a little out of sync. What happened was I tried to speak with the woman personally face to face, and I got lied to. Well, that just kind of upset me, and you know what happened? Some of their property got broken. Oops, doesn't a business have insurance? Okay, so that wasn't really too serious. I offered to help. I heard zero consideration before a flat-out no was spoken to me. In the process of all this, I had been walking up Kaimumekena Homestead Road because the view from the top of that road is beautiful, and I think it's state land up there. I'm hiking around on the top of this peak of a mountain and noticed an abandoned camp. Since I had been walking back and forth past it for a few days, I decided to investigate because I'm a snoopy person. The first thing I saw was a water catchment that had been neglected and was full of mosquitoes. That upset me, and I dumped that water out. Now I'm curious, how come this has been like that so long? No one's done anything about it. Where did the person go who was living here? I didn't do anything about it that day, but that's what I thought as I'm preventing mosquitoes. August 11, 2024, I finally called out, while standing in the suspicious mosquito breeding property. I heard somewhere off in the jungle close by people start talking, and someone started a vehicle. I heard a vehicle approaching. One person showed up. I asked him about the three-wheeler and the jars of processing DMT. He jumped at the mention of a three-wheeler and yanked open a drawer, looked inside, and found a set of keys. He pocketed them and started walking in the direction of the camouflaged three-wheeler. I never got an answer about the DMT. On a side, I believe that the spirit of the dead man was speaking to me, and that God wanted me to do something besides just rob the place for all the liquid DMT sitting in jars. I wanted to know what happened to the man who was processing the DMT left laying on the countertops while mosquitoes are breeding in the water catchment. The neighbor left and said he was going to come back with some other people and we're going to talk about it. I didn't like that idea, but I was interested in what they had to say. What happened was, I could tell they were trying to corral me and jump on me, so I made a break for it, picked up a rock, tried to injure one of them with it, and run. I got caught, beaten, tied up. Personal items taken. I was violently thrown into a Subaru and driven off. Prophetic, I was only tossed out on the side of the road. I thank God and humbly pray I may serve His plan. They did not throw me over the edge of a cliff into the rocky surf of Hawaii. I hear they dispose of unwanted stuff in cesspool-filled natural poo cause all over this volcanic rock soaking in the Pacific Ocean. This happened because I noticed neglect in the jungle. Maybe I'm sensitive to mosquitoes. I do speak with voices in my imagination. I didn't have a more responsible way of communicating my anger towards someone taking advantage of their position to be disrespectful? Kalapana, Hawaii answers that with assault and robbery. Excuse me? Fortunately, someone was working at a place called the Noni Factory and they were able to call an ambulance for me. I didn't have a phone anymore or shoes. Surprised I wasn't naked. If I was a woman, I'm sure they would have raped me. I'm in the hospital being treated for broken ribs and trying to explain to the police what has happened. Has a cop ever asked people from Sundari Gardens or Inui Nui Farms, Puna, Hawaii? I think they're murderers and thieves who abuse and rape kids. Like a honeypot, Hawaii attracts a whole bunch of new people every year. You can take whatever, pollute however, and no one within thousands of kilometers notices. I'm in the hospital. All of my property gets taken. The day before being assaulted, the water truck driver of a Nui Nui farm, white chubby slug named Ben, follows me with another guy and some woman. While she films the situation and all of my property, big boy Ben threatens me in greeting. I told them fuck off while brandishing a machete. They stole that too. They told me I couldn't be there. I couldn't live anywhere in Hawaii. It is 3 years going and I'm still living rough in the state of Hawaii. I manage my sewage better than anyone else too. I've learned a little bit about how to respect the ground when I'm pissing and pooping. Other than that, it's business as usual. Meanwhile, average Hawaiians are allowed to flush toilets into natural volcanic holes underground that connect to underground freshwater, Pacific Ocean water. I just struggle with the things they took from me, like prescription glasses. I don't know any of these people and the cops won't tell me anything. What am I supposed to think? I'm in the hospital, I come back to my campsite, that no one's ever been to except for those 3 people who followed me and threatened me. Then all of a sudden while I'm in the hospital, all of my stuff comes up missing. I will continue ranting about Hawaii being a giant piece of shit. All the police have to do is their fucking jobs. How can Hawaii police ignore the missing people? How can they ignore my accusations of murder, rape, extortion, theft, and child abuse?